Hello my friends, how are you? I'm always slightly off-center because of how I do my videos. Welcome to episode 12 of Mob Psycho 100. Now obviously some of you who are watching this video are watching it for the first time. Some of you who are watching this might have been subscribers to my old channel, Brianna C Reacts, at the time this video came out. My channel got pretty much hit with 3 copyright strikes in less than 24 hours, all from Warner Media. Pretty much boom boom, yeah, pretty much boom boom boom, 2 at the same time, and then followed by a 3rd one. All for my live action reactions. So, as right now, my channel is going to have the old intro, Brianna C Reacts, and then probably around January, the new intro for Bean Sprout Reactions will actually be put up. So I think I found the song for it. It's an instrumental. It's a bit softer, very different from this song. I love this song. It's Children of 18's 3 song, After All. After all, what was I born for? I still love it, but I'm gonna switch to something a little bit different, a little bit kind of more instrumental, a little bit kind of cute, and a little bit magical. It's a oh, I forget the name of the group, but it's called Blue Flower, and I forget the name of the group. It's a couple that does it, but they did it from their most recent album. But I really like it, so I want to use the instrumental from it for the intro because I really like the song. I like the duo. In terms of this show, anything else to add? No, again, in terms of YouTube, in terms of the anime reactions, nothing has changed. A lot of my older reactions are still going to be put up periodically. BitChute's the same. I'm going to try to see if I can re-upload One Punch Man on BitChute because One Punch Man got taken down, which was very surprising. In terms of Patreon, Patreon's going to be a major learning curve. I'm still trying to figure out to find the right place to put my videos, not just for anime, but also for live action videos as well, because I do want to get back into that. But since anime is the easiest and it takes way less editing than the live actions, that's what I'm kind of stick to until I can get caught up with a bunch of other things. I have a lot going on in my home life, so I have to prioritize, and so that's why we're kind of sticking with a few anime reactions now, posting the old anime reactions, and slowly I will be posting new live action show reactions. In terms of old live action show reactions, I don't know if I'm going to post any of the older videos because they're pretty much in similar vein in terms of how the videos that got copyright striked are edited. So unfortunately, that is what it is, but I'm figuring stuff out, and slowly but surely I'll get it figured out. I'm hoping November's going to be my figure out time. I also realized between my home life and between trying to get everything else figured out, definitely not going to be doing any grad school. It's just, I can't, not with what's going on with my family. I just can't just leave for grad school, so it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And so I'm going to have to take a pause, and so I was like, alright, this is what I'm going to focus on, work, my family, and get this channel fixed. I don't know why I'm doing that. Anyway, this last episode ended very surprisingly. I was kind of surprised, but also not surprised by Reigen. He genuinely cares for Mob. Yeah, he uses him a little bit, but it seems just kind of a perk because even before he realized Mob really had powers, he gave Mob really great advice. Then when he found out he has like real legit powers, he was like, maybe I can use you. But he didn't tell him that. But he also, again, he's given Mob such great advice, and I love that moment where Mob was just listening to his friends and they were teenagers, you know, his friend and his brother. But then Reigen was like, stop. Like he really stopped Mob from going too far. But I knew he was going to get attacked, just the person who did it was more of a surprise. But it still was like, the moment was still surprising. And so, the question is, what comes next? What is the... Because it was going to be murderous intent for the 100%, but is it the same or has it switched to a different emotion? I guess we'll have to see. But this episode, the show is amazing. I love the creativity in the animation. I love how they would simplify and kind of distort things. I love the grotesqueness and the stretching. They kind of have the same kind of typical anime physics elements where something gets cut off and there's a pause and it's like boom, like that. So I love that. Obviously it's not real life, but it's anime physics, and so there are some things that happen in anime that consistently happens that's not going to happen in the real world, but it works for anime. But there's also little touches that are just so purely unique Mob Psycho 100. And the yeah, the stretching and the squiggly lines and the kind of simplification of designs is definitely one of them. But this anime is surprising. I really love it. I've really enjoyed it. We're almost to the end of season 1. This is the last episode of season 1. I know there's some OVAs. Obviously, there's just a season 2. And then my anime list posted about a season 3. So just let me know if it's been confirmed there's a season 3. Also, let me know if there's actually a movie for Mob Psycho 100. I'm not sure if there is. Anyway, anything else to say? Nope, that's it. Without further ado, let's countdown timer on YouTube. You can't miss it. Let's dive in. He was letting himself not just go 100%, but go into the unconscious. Like the scary unconscious part of him. Destructive unconscious. Yeah. I knew it'd go right into the intro. So I do love that little bit there where it's like some of the same footage, but it also just kind of edited down and then some new footage put in. I like when that happens. Unfortunately, My Hero Academia, I think to kind of stretch out some storyline stuff, has just been putting old footage, especially in the first half of season 5, and it's been a little obnoxious when it comes to My Hero Academia. And they're doing a little bit in the second half of season 5, but not as bad, and they kind of manipulated a little bit more. As I said before, this intro is fire. You get to meet all the characters, the creativity, the colors in it, all of the anime elements in terms of just like, I don't know. You know, also, we briefly touched on that girl that he's a crush on, but then we like never touched on her again in the second half. I guess we got more important things to deal with. Cool. I think there's a maze. I just realized that. I'm not sure where it starts. Like a maze from maybe his mind to his heart. Which again, again, that's why it's always like an emotion that really sets off Mob. But there's something else deeper and unconscious with him. I don't know if it's like a spirit or something else. Like, are all espers like have spirits in them? Or is there something else at play? I do like songs that are clearly made for the anime. I like songs, pop songs that are used for the anime, but not, you know. He has control. Barely. Leave it to Master. I knew he wasn't quite killed. He did say it was plastic. Yes. Real adults don't have time to play with toy swords. He broke his sword. Maybe he's anti-esper. A plushie? What? Is he so, like, thick-headed he's so anti-esper? Or is this Mob's doing? Are they fakes? No, they're not. Is skilled? Is he just like an anti-esper? Oh. Yeah, it is. It's okay to run away. Did it transfer to Reigen? Is it protecting Reigen? A helping hand. I wondered how this was happening. Oh, wow. He had successfully run away. That's gratitude. Dang, 1000%. Reigen and Mom. He transferred his powers to Reigen. And Reigen, because it's 1000%, but it's gratitude, which is a positive feeling. And Reigen is an adult. He has like adult self-control. I'll protect him like that. A little shrippy. Back to punch though. One-time punch. Oh. Reigen's gonna be fine. They're gonna be just fine. He's gonna be just fine. Not even his suit's messed up. And I bet even Ma doesn't realize what he's done either in terms of transferring his power. And yet she hides in this weird, freaky costume. Over again, gratitude 100%. And again, it's 1000% positive that, and it's in Reigen, who has lots of self-control versus a young teenage boy. It is the only plausible explanation, you fake. No, there's Reigen, I bet. Curse. Oh, that's what that symbol was on the floor. Curse. He's not impressed. Yeah, he became a con artist. What's with this, like, charcoal and pencil work? He's so stupid. Reigen's so funny. It's so interesting to see what Mop could kind of technically be with kind of self-control and awareness. And a little bit of apathy. He's making fun of him. He's literally making fun of his look. He's literally making fun of his look. He's right. Why is Reigen always right? And grow up. He's so dramatic. I love Reigen. Oh my gosh. He's completely undermined. He did! He did that with all of them! He completely... Oh my gosh. Look at it. It's an old man? I did too! Oh, wow, that's a ton. No wonder why. There's a ton of scars in the head. Jeez. I can't believe Reigen, with, of course, Mob the other, just completely destroyed and upturned the 7th Division. No interest in you. You stupid A. Interesting from someone who's looking an ape face. He is so delusional. Oh man, he cracked. Oh, I totally forgot about the ginger boy. Again, the grotesqueness and the stretching, I just love it. Gravity going backwards. He reversed it and lightened it. It was made from psychic powers. I know how to deal with it. Dang. You're fired, pretty much. Definitely not a trainee. Poison jars being complete. I like how those two are just like, yeah, I think we're done. The old man's delusional. Redhead's like, no interest. And he just super powered up. Dimples. Of course, I knew he would eat them all. This is my buddy. Mm. From world domination. So it's interesting to see here. We have the redhead who's still part of Claw, who's like, yeah, whatever, I'm disappointed. There's no one here worth my time on the inside. He's clearly very interested in Ritsu, and it's like, I'm done. Old man, being the old man, is still stuck in his delusions. The ghost guy is still a little bit delusional too, but he's like, we're done. But I love how he just took, like, because of Mob's powers, it made him seem super powerful. And he just, again, kind of rocked the foundation in the minds of these two people. He's like, what are you doing? You look stupid. Why are you wearing shoulder pads? Like, he literally insulted how he looked. Made fun of him for his plastic sword. So, but what's cool about this is that we get an idea of pretty much of what Mob can be like with self-control. So Reigen, again, he had Mob's abilities to a degree, but he had gratitude at 1,000%. So that's why he was so juiced up and so ready to go. Gratitude also is a really positive emotion, so that's why it wasn't like insane. Also because he transferred that power. He transferred it into a full-grown adult with self-control and fully developed mind and not the problems that Mob has. So we get to see a taste of just what Mob can be when he doesn't like lose his mind at 100%. So it's interesting how it's not necessarily the power being 100% or 1,000%. It's Mob himself that cracks. Like his little, I'm going with his little kid body, his kid mind just can't handle that much power yet. But as he gets older, as we see with Reigen, he'll be able to handle it more and more. Which is a kind of a cool foreshadowing without really by transferring into Reigen, who has like no powers whatsoever. But I love that. I love that so much because I was like, no, there's no way Reigen can die, and then they kind of turn it around and twist it, but in a really fun and kind of positive way. I love it, and I just love what Reigen was able to accomplish with like shaking the guys out of their delusions, kind of stopping the other guy, the redhead coming and going, this is stupid, I'm shutting this down. Now Claw obviously won't cease to be a problem in season 2 and on, but it's gonna look a little different. And 7th Division, yeah, shut it down, there's no building left. All the flunkies have left, the scars have like either been destroyed or just rejected the worldview. That worldview that they've kind of been, you know, manipulated in. And they were, as you can see, they were vulnerable kids. And so they took these vulnerable downtrodden people and kind of pulled them in. It's a little harder when you've got people with parents who love you. It's probably harder to brainwash them, but it is possible. But it's still cool to see. Reigen was so cool this episode. He was so cool last episode too. It's irritating. Back to the mundane. Looks like they're actually walking together, which I don't know. Has Mom gotten a little taller? This is cute. I like this. Still has a crush on her. I was wondering if that was coming back around. She really wants the full scoop on Mob. Oh, the other guy. Okay. Hmm. At least she didn't leave school. That's good.
I like how he looks kind of nice. They both look nice and normal now. Neither they're not. You were the Shadow Leader's younger brother. But I like how he looks better. They just look better because they haven't been doing evil, terrible things. Yeah, that's the older brother. He's... Things are just back to normal, back to the mundane. We experienced all this insanity and weirdness and everything. But still, life goes on. So he wants to be an opposite claw and nurture them. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, they both did. Now, she already has some really good potential, but he's gonna try and nurture them well. Oh, we're getting an outro song. From anemia. Oh, even he knew those were all Mom's powers. Plain old chorus again. They're the roots for it. He's always been a roots for it. He's just so cute. You're gonna be useful is what you are. Right. Oh, that looks delicious. Oh, wow. This time it bends, twisted. I think it's the same voice for Dimple who does the dad. I know about both your kids. Well, whatever. Oh. Oh, look at the eye and the symbol in that. Ooh, this is the real head of Claw. Oh, it's his dad. Ooh, not a great relationship, huh? He's the danger for next season. Cool. What is it? A giant squishy. What is that? A what? What's a Tsuchinoko? Why is the episode going this direction? Why are we ending with, like, what is that, slug? Mob is simple, but sometimes he understands stuff. So that's a real creature. Ew. Oh, I just threw. That's disgusting. He loves his. There it is. Clearly he loves, what is that? Mushrooms. Okay, that was so weird. Okay, let's talk about the show, shall we? Well, what a cute way to end the season. Reigen being Reigen and having Mob's powers transfer him to him completely undermine the 7th Division. Totally screw them up. A couple of them quit, went on to live probably normal lives. I hope we get to see them again. Our blonde guy, I still forget his name. I think it's Hannah something. Just is gonna nurture the younglings, I would call them, with psychic powers. Now we saw the girl, I think, has a bit more level of it. It looks like her seer abilities work really well, especially because when she uses them, you can kind of see her aura. But the others, you can't see one. So I'm going to assume because of that, again, they're really, really low level, but he wants to be able to nurture them to something a lot more significant, which is cool. Dimples is Dimples, Reigen's still Reigen. And Mom's learned a lot too. Looks like his relationship with him and Ritsu are really great. Not sure with their parents are great because their parents are so normal. But then she has like 2 really powerfully psychic sons. She's like, what is going on with these kids? So I love that, you know, out of all the insanity that we dealt with the past handful of episodes, we kind of ended on a really sweet moment of like, and life goes on as normal. The characters that we get, you know, meet earlier who were in school, like their life goes on as normal. Ritsu and the other guy apologize, and I like how the other guy, he looked so different with, I guess, because of the things that he sort of worked through when he got scared and all of that. Because he ended up working through a lot, and maybe just being, I guess, better. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see kind of his growth. But that guy, he looked so different. I didn't recognize him at first because he didn't have deep circles under his eyes. He was wearing normal clothes. He looked nice. He looked like a normal kid. So that was really nice to see. But I do appreciate this little end moment. Like, you know, all the insanity we've experienced, life still goes on as normal. But obviously we're dealing with like the head of Claw next season, which is gonna be crazy. That's his son, who is a powerful esper, for sure. Definitely has his eyes on Ritsu. Probably because they're close to the same age, and Mob as well. And it makes sense because you want to like hang out with people around the same age as you. So that's pretty cool. I like that a lot for them.
I mean, I like that a lot, but I'm excited about that potential relationship and interaction. Let's see what else. I said this in the halfway point that with Reigen, Mob transferring his powers to him, I think part of what worked out really well is that it was a positive feeling of gratitude. So even though he was at 1,000%, it was a good feeling, not a bad one. Also, his powers transferred to a competent, fully grown adult who could handle that level of power, and who also was a little bit indifferent to it too, which is kind of funny. What else is there to say? But it does give us a taste that, and I guess kind of shows that it's not necessarily the fact that he's 100%. That's not his powers. It's that he's so young. So I think him working on his body is good for him. But when he just this little guy, he just can't handle that much power at that percentage. It kind of breaks his mind a little bit, hurts him. Whereas as he gets older, he'll be able to handle more and more. So maybe his 100% will look different, but he'll be able to be okay. It's just gonna take time, and he is so young. So him going out 100% isn't a great thing. But it's nice to see that when he went 100%, there were always bad emotions or bad things, or sadness or something like kind of more negative, I guess, not necessarily bad emotions. But that 1,000% was a great positive one, again, transferring it, which kept him kind of safe. And sort of put Reigen under a threat, even though he really isn't. But I guess in some ways he is a threat because he is kind of this guardian and keeps an eye on the boys. And the boys definitely need that. Not just Mob, but also Hana. I think it's Hana Suzuka something. And Ritsu, they need that positive influence, and who kind of knows what's going on with them psychically speaking, because obviously the parents probably had no idea what was happening. They probably just thought their sons were hanging out with one of their friends. Jeez Louise. But this series is amazing. I've already mentioned that it does predate One Punch Man, and I can see that in a lot of the designs and character and different bits and pieces. I would say I can see that how it predates it, but I think it's why I enjoy it so much, because again, the creativity, and with Reigen and his overreacting and kind of the typical anime elements of like blurring lines and that kind of stuff, and as well as like I love like the camera angles of just the one eye and just little things that would be kind of weird, but still would be really stylistically cool in live action, but it's so typical of anime, but also it's really appreciative when it does super well. And this anime not only does a good job of the artistry in terms of the creativity of the artwork, but also in the creativity behind the camera angles and the camera designs and all of that. So I think that's what really is part of that fun creativity, is seeing just how they shift the cameras and they place that in those moments and the character interactions. And it's kind of irritating someone who is a con artist and who we got introduced to the day and who we didn't really care for that much with Reigen, and then we really like him now because he's like, he helps Mob so much and there's a genuine care and interest. But there's also just enough apathy and indignation, maybe indifference in him, that it just makes him, he's just able to handle other things a lot better, which is cool. I like that a lot. Is there anything else to say? No, that's it. I enjoy this anime so much. It's so much fun. It's funny. It's action-packed. It's fun character designs. It has great character moments. The plot is kind of fun. It's kind of episodic at the beginning. I was like, where is this going? But it was all really was leading to kind of Mob getting noticed more, and to the second half of the season, which deals with the claw. And so I'm interested to see if season 2 is going to be a bit more serialized, where things bleed into each other a bit more. Is it going to be kind of the same format as the first season, with a bit more episodic, and then we're getting really into like what the plot is. I'm hoping it's more of the former than the latter. I'm hoping it's a little bit different than the formatting of this season. And I would like to eventually get to the OVAs, but we're going to focus on the episodes then, and then we'll get to the OVAs. Anyway, this was an absolute blast. Of course, again, anime reactions are going to continue on as normal with My Hero and Mob Psycho Mondays. Of course, when My Hero Academia, I'm done with that. I actually need to figure out what other anime to do. I'm not quite certain yet. I do know that right now I'm doing Hibiki or Sound Euphonium, so I'm going to focus on that. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to follow up My Hero with. I might choose another anime. I'm definitely going to be asking Patreon. Again, check out the Patreon. It's still a little bit of a learning curve by the time this reaction comes out in terms of what I'm able to figuring out what format and where to put my other videos on and try to figure out how to do early access for people properly and not be such a pain versus and then putting out like normal. Is there anything else to add? Nope, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.